In this video, we are going to create and animate a pie chart. The first thing we are going to do is create a cylinder, and I'm just going to resize this a little bit. So this is okay. Then come to the slice tab and enable the slice parameter. Once you do that, you notice that the cylinder becomes half a circle, and that's because it's now reading the values from these properties. And here we have 180 degree, which is basically half a circle. So if I should change the values in here, you can see that it's actually rotating. Now we can actually use this and animate the pie chart, but this isn't easily readable, especially if you have an actual data you are going to use and it's not easily applicable. So we're going to create a slider that uses a percentage, which we can use to drive this. So we're going to create a null object, maybe change it to percentage slider. You can name it whatever you want, and then we're going to create a user data, change it to percent. Interface, I'm going to change it to float slider, and the unit I'm going to leave it at percent since we want to measure in percentage. Okay, so now we're going to use this slider to control this value here. So instead of degree, we're going to have it in percentage. So I'm going to right click on here, expressions, set driven, come to cylinder, right click, expressions, set driven absolute. So now whenever we change from here, you can actually see it. So now it's easily readable and applicable if you have an actual data. Another thing we can do to make this easily readable is adding a text to it, which will show the value of each percentage. We're going to go to more graph and more text, that middle. Coordination, change this to XYZ and 90 degree, okay, minus 90. So with more text, whatever you type in this box is what's going to be displayed as the text. So you can see whatever I type here, that's what's going to be displayed. So what I want to do is give it a command that this text will be reading the value from here. So we're going to open our Xpresso, double click here, and this is a graphical view of what we just created earlier. So this is our percentage slider, and this is a range mapper which converts from the percentage to degree. You can see it here. Once you click it, see percent input range, percent output degree, and this is the cylinder. So we're going to click and drag this more text and drop it here. And since this is the input value for the more text, we're going to drag it and then drop it here. Don't drop it here or here, just drop it here to the input port. Now if we should drag the output of the percentage slider to the input of the text, you can see that we actually have something here, but this isn't reading in a whole number. It's reading it has a decimal points, which we need to fix. So we're going to add a constant node. In case if you don't see it, just click here, type constant, click and drag, and you want to change the data type from real to integer. Then I'm going to add a math node. So the math node basically has two inputs, as you can see here, so you can actually put two things in here and to give single output. So we're going to drag this and input it here, and then drag the output to the text. And if we should check, can see that now it's not reading from the text anymore, and that's because from our constant node this value is not driven by anything. If you can change here, you can see that the value is actually changing. So we're going to right click on it, come to expressions, set to driven, so that it will be driven by this same percentage we have. As you can see, we have a whole number now. Now another thing we can do is add a percentage symbol at the right side of the number. So we're going to add another constant node, and here we're going to change the data type from real to string. So with string, it means you can input any character or value you want, and that's what's going to be displayed. So we'll just input a percentage sign and then drag this here and drop here. You can see it's not displaying still. So we're going to click on our math node and change the data type from real to string, which will make it read both from here and here. So now we have a pie chart that displays in percentage, and everything is working smoothly. So let's animate this a little bit. Bring this to 0. Let's say click somewhere around here and hold Control or Command on your keyboard and click here, and then bring this forward, let's say around 80, and then drag this to 100 or whatever value you want it to stop. Hold Control or Command on your keyboard and then click here again. Now if we should go back and play it, you can see we have our simple pie chart. Let me reduce the, see, okay, yeah. Yes. So let's add some materials and lights to this. Double click to create a material. Double click to change attributes. So let me create a plane which we would use as a floor. Double click, create another material, and double click on it to edit. You can choose any color you want. Slender. Double click again. And let's add some lights to it, area light. Change shadow from none to area. Come to shadow tab and make this around 40, and render. Looks okay for a test. So if you want to render this as a video, you click here and make preview, and you can set the number of frames. So I know that it starts from frame 5 and it ends at 80. I'm just going to click on manual, and then let's say to start at 4, finish at 82, and I'm going to change this to onto 80. You can see now it's calculating, so it's rendering. Once it finishes rendering, you're going to get this window. And so if you want to save it, just click on this save button here, change it to animation, AVI movie, and that's pretty much it. Okay, and then export to wherever you want, and that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.